What's going on? It doesn't hurt anymore. I can see me.
What was
Why
that?
can I see myself? And why am I just laying there?
Out the police?
Oh my God. No, oh my God. Am I?
Keep it down. I'm trying
Nah,
to sleep.
I can't be. No, no, I'm dead? I can't be dead. I'm only 17. I'm too young to die. What's going on? I can hardly see. What's going on? Why are things getting dark? Help! Where is Jesus? My parents made me go to church on Sundays. I'm supposed to go to heaven when I die, but things keep getting darker. Why is it getting hot? Man, what is going on? I can't see anything. It is so dark. I feel like I'm moving. God, it is getting hot. What is that smell? My God, what is happening? No, this can't be. No, this cannot be. Stop it. Stop it. Who is that? Why are you cutting me? Fool, that hurts. Stop it. That hurts. Ah! Why are you doing this to me? Stop, fool. That hurts. Stop punching me. This went on for what seemed like hours. The longer time went, the worse the pain got. There were no words to describe the agony I felt. It felt as though someone had broken a glass bottle and used the sharp ends to cut at my flesh. Not just in one part. This was happening all over my body at the same time. I was begging them to stop. Can you believe that? Me, the almighty Mario, was begging someone. The more I begged, the deeper they cut. I tried not saying anything, thinking this action would ease my pain, but then they would start to beat me with some kind of club or stick until I screamed out again. Someone was taking time to carve letters in my face. I would turn my head as quickly as possible from one side to the next, but it did no good. I could feel my face being written on. I prayed that I would be able to pass out from all of the pain, but each second became more and more real to me. It was so hot. Maybe if I could cry hard enough, I could at least taste my tears, I thought, but I could not produce a single tear. At times I would just scream to the top of my voice because of the continuous beating, then cutting. It just would not stop. It had been what seemed like days of this. I thought, who could this be? Who has the strength to keep this up for this long? All at once, it stopped. It stopped. I could not be happy about it, however, because I had been cut and punched from the top of my head to the sole of my feet. Everything hurt. Everywhere hurt. I tried lifting my head. It hurt. I tried lifting my arms. They hurt. I decided to simply lay there and suffer in pain. Oh yes, I knew where I was, but I dared not utter that word. I laid on I don't even know what I was laying on, but as I laid there in pain, all I could do was think about every sermon my pastor preached, every family prayer I did my best to miss. Even the words of Miss Hope about pride were still fresh on my mind. I thought about all the girls I lied to only to get what I wanted. I thought about all the times I led Max and Rich down the wrong road. I even thought about Carl. I was too full of pride to get up and do what Carl did, and even made fun of him for doing it. And now, look at what has happened to me. Although I thought about all of this, I still would not utter that word. As I laid there, light started to appear. Very, very slowly, and very, very dimly. But yet, I could see. How I wish that light had not come. What I saw was worse than what I was feeling. It was as if all of my senses had been put on full alert. The best way I can explain is nothing made sense, but everything was real. For the first time, I could see my arms. I don't know when this happened, but my wrist had been cuffed with a very heavy chain. I looked at my feet, and they too had been shackled. Again, I tried moving my arms, but the weights of the chains made it impossible. The same was true for my feet. I just laid there. I could finally see what I was laying on. It was hard dirt. I don't know how else to describe it other than it being concrete hard dirt. I looked at it and it had grooves or cuts in it where something had been dug out of it. But there was a dry, hot wind that would blow, and that same dirt that seemed like concrete would move like a dirt devil. Even as that wind would blow every now and then, there was a still gray mist that seemed to never move. In some places, it was thicker than others. But even after the dry, hot wind would blow through, it was still there, just hovering on nothing. I was lying on this ground, but I saw no one. It was just me. I knew exactly where I was, even though I was praying to wake up from this nightmare. I felt the cuts to my body seem to start feeling better. I actually started to hope. All of a sudden, my sense of smell increased. There was such a foul smell in the air. It was as if you could really taste it. No, even worse, it was as if you could feel the bad smell. My body started to heave as though I wanted to vomit, but nothing would come out. This went on for a long time. I felt so weak from trying to throw up that taste. I just laid there. I had absolutely no strength, not even to turn my head. In the far distance, I started to hear a faint cry. It went from one voice to many voices. I heard men and women screaming. This sound filled my head with pain as if it were a sound overload. Although the pain was that bad, the worst part was the fear that came with the sound. As I heard everyone else screaming, terror ran throughout my body. I didn't know if those horrible screams were because of the same thing I was going through, or if there was something even worse coming for me after it finishes with them. Every scream made me more terrified. I wanted to get up and run, but where could I go? Besides that, I was so sick and so physically tired I could not move. I had forgotten all about the change. I cannot tell you how long I had been there, but ever since I was there, I had not one moment of peace. I didn't know which I would have preferred. The initial cuts and beatings were just as horrible as my senses being increased. I laid there with my eyes closed when I heard a voice say,
"Your pit awaits you."
I opened my eyes, and standing over me was the biggest, ugliest, and most foul-smelling thing I had ever seen. It had horns and huge canine teeth. Its eyes were bloodshot red and were filled with all evil. It smelled worse than the air that was still making me sick. It was huge. The thought of fighting it never crossed my mind because it seemed to bulge with muscle. The last thing I wanted to do was make that thing mad.
Mr. Mario, oh, how I've waited for you.
Why? You don't know me.
Oh yes, I do. You are Mario the Warrior, Mr. Popular, and my personal favorite, Mr. Romeo. Lord Satan has had his eye on you ever since the first time you started using the game on the little virgin girls, and including your little friends. We knew you would be good for our side. You actually taught your friends how to deceive.
I should not be here. I went to church every Sunday.
Just listen at you, you little liar. You fit right in here. You know you hated going to church. You and your friends would sit in the back of the church making fun of people as they would praise God. You were the group leader. Need I remind you of your last leadership victory? Remember how that little jerk Carl was the only one of your age group to go up on Sunday to be saved? Because you sat there, all the other teenagers sat there too. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Hey, Carl is not a jerk. Carl is my friend.
Your friend? Is that why you and the guys were calling him names after church?
I want to get out of here! I want to get out of here! I want to get out of here!
Yeah, and the people in hell want ice water. Oh, my bad. You are in hell. Now get in your pit!
Ah!